All right, we will start right on time today. Call to order Design Review Board, Monday, September 23rd, 5 PM. And we want to take attendance?
Malachek,
Here.
Hoff,
Here.
Martin,
Here.
Rashid,
Here.
Tibbet,
Here.
Stiniker,
Here.
Tilka excused, Anderson.
All right, consideration of September 9th meeting minutes. Did anybody have anything to change, add? Everything seemed good? Do we,
I make a motion, we accept the minutes of September 9th.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, there's no old business, new business. We're going to combine the two because they do pertain to each other, and then they will present. So case DR 24-11, request for design review, CD Downtown Zoning District, construction of a new hotel at 227 Leclerc Street. Pete Stopulus petitioner on behalf of 227 Leclerc LLC. And then case DR 24-12, request for design review, CD Downtown Zoning District, construction of a new fixed-use building at the corner of East Third Street and River Drive, Streamline Architects, petitioner on behalf of 227 Leclerc LLC.
Okay, so I'm going to provide a little bit of an introduction, an overview of this development, and then we'll have Andrew Dasso with Streamline Architects kind of walk the board through the renderings. So the site for this project, so it's two separate projects, but we're going to review them together since they're closely related. So it consists of the triangle block bounded by 3rd Street, Leclerc Street, and River Drive. So it's currently a vacant site. So just to the north, you have the Quad City Times building. To the south, you have River Drive and River Heritage Park and the Government Bridge. And then just to the west, you have Lopez. So here is the proposed site plan. So it's two separate projects. The first one would be the construction of a new Town Place Suites hotel by Marriott. So it's an 89-room hotel with support facilities, contains an indoor pool and fitness center, and then a rooftop amenity space for its guests. And then the second component of this project would be a mixed-use building located along 3rd Street. So that's a 4-story structure with retail and restaurant space on the ground floor, office space on floors 2 and 3, and then an event center on the 4th floor. So just a reminder for our downtown design guidelines for new construction. So things to consider when reviewing projects. We want to reinforce a sense of historical continuity within the downtown, encourage compact development, encourage a diversity of uses and activities, encourage public and private investment in the future of our downtown city, reinforce the character of Davenport, require quality building materials, and then create an economically vibrant downtown. So the purpose of tonight is really to hold discussion and provide feedback on the concept, to give guidance to the applicants. So staff is recommending the board approve the conceptual design as for each project component. So with that, I'm gonna pull up the renderings, and then Andrew, if you're, hopefully you could hear me okay. I'll kind of scroll through the slides and you can give the overview on each page.
I can hear you, Matt. I can't see your screen though.
Okay, give me one moment. Okay, can you see that now?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so just kind of tell me when, and then I'll flip to the next page.
Okay. Sorry I couldn't be there today. I'm in Des Moines for the AIA Architect Conference that they moved to Monday and Tuesday this year because of the election, I think. But is Pete in the audience too?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Pete brought this project to me a few years ago when coffee shop is looking for a single-use drive-through, and I kind of threw it back at him and brought the conversation up of, hey, what about an office building here? Or at least an office building, mixed-use space that would provide for first floor restaurant, retail, and main entrance for the upper floors. The second and third floor are designed as office space, and then the fourth floor is a potential events center, which is, we know, contingent on the ZBA review of having an event center at this site. So this idea came about because of the really how amazing the site is, the views of the river, the boat traffic, not only the rail along the river, but also the railroad bridge going all over the arsenal. There's a lot of characteristics of the history of the site from the Arsenal Bridge. And so we really wanted to design a building that could maximize the views of all the activity that's kind of surrounding it. With that being said, there's 3 sides of the building are mostly glass. The actual side facing the street is a undulating metal panel that shows it's a modern kind of brutalist style architecture, kind of with the soft side. And so the soft side being that the window pattern is going to be kind of displayed in the pattern of the metal panel on the upper floors. So at night when the lights are on, you'll be able to see the windows kind of appear, but then during the day you wouldn't really notice that the windows are there. That north side of the building is also the side that doesn't really have a view of the river like the east, west, and south side. Our approach to the design is really, I mean, it's modern and it's hopefully award-winning design. This is a project that could potentially be our next office location. So we are going after something that will be in a magazine, similar to like the Figge Art Museum in Davenport. The first floor in the restaurant and the outdoor area, that all that area is in the floodplain. And so our approach is that this is really the gateway from the east, as well as gateway for tourism off of the Viking cruise and the cruise ships that go up and down the river. And so we want to make sure they get off the boat and they can come over and experience the restaurant and outdoor area there. We also want to take advantage of the bike path and the connection there from the parkway across Cross River Drive. And with that being said, after we had developed this design, Pete came back to us and said, hey, there's another architect designing the hotel, but would you be interested in designing the exterior of the hotel so that it can kind of fall in line and look like the two buildings kind of speak to each other? And so the hotel has a lot of the same materials. You can see in that picture the building cantilevers on the north side 5 feet, and cantilevers on the south side 10 feet. And so by doing that, we're able to get some more square footage upstairs for the office space, but also really want to kind of emphasize the user experience on the ground level. I guess historic characteristics. The approach was really design a building that is it doesn't compete with the Arsenal Bridge, and the historic elements of kind of the triangle shaping of the ironwork on the Arsenal Bridge, but to provide a context for it and so that they can complement each other. The light wood, that's a wood panel that is designed around, it looks like a white maple or a light pine. We're still kind of contemplating on whether or not it's an actual heavy timber structure or if it will be steel wrapped with wood. Did I miss anything, Pete?
No, thank you for the high points. Step up. Yep, you can move
How do architects talk all day?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. The reason, like Drew mentioned, we engaged each other years ago was to discuss really maximizing the site, because the hotel has been contemplated for, I think, 2 years now. We were here a couple years ago discussing a different iteration, and it just never felt right, the way the design worked with just a hotel. We thought, well, maybe we can do an outbuilding, let's do it. And I talked to Starbucks, and they wanted to drive through. I'm like, that's probably gonna fly downtown. And it's not the highest and best use of that site. I mean, it's really like he mentioned, the gateway to downtown. So we wanted to put together a development that was gonna maximize both the land area and the views that the land area provides. And feel like, and also be cognizant of the fact that it's a challenging market in which to develop, especially hotels. But now we think we have all the pieces together to make this development succeed. And from an aesthetic perspective, I think Drew hit the nail on the head with this one, like knocked out of the park, frankly. I mean, in particular, the office building and the mixed-use building is spectacular in my humble opinion. What Drew did with the hotel, in my opinion, really takes what the standard town place design is and really urbanizes it. You know, it's something we wanted to make sure you can't see this on, no offense, Utica Ridge or out by TBK. You won't ever see them like this. It's more expensive, it's harder to build, and in this case, we feel like it fits perfectly downtown.
The outdoor space of that restaurant, was it just the picture, or was it kind of sunk in?
Well, that area slopes. Oh, wait, no, the restaurant? Yeah. Wait, hang on.
I think
Say that
it's
again, say that again.
perceptual.
Okay. I was like, was it sunk in?
Restaurant,
Like,
yeah,
were you
no,
digging
it
it out and
slopes.
sinking it in, or?
No, that ground does slope to
Okay,
the,
yeah.
and like Drew mentioned, it's in the floodway.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
not
what's your-
usable area.
What's your plan with that, with like the restaurant ground level being in the floodplain?
The
Most
whole
likely
site's
would
going to be raised.
Okay,
So the renderings don't really, I mean, do a really good job from right here. That perspective shows how we want everything laid out. I'll just imagine it up 4 feet, basically. So the southwest side of the lot, to the left of this photo, is sort of grade level where we're gonna be. So if you drive by the site, you'll see it, everything slopes to the northeast logically. So it's gonna be raised up to be above I think we'll definitely be above 100. I don't know if we'll be at the 500-year mark, but we've done this on.
Yeah, if you look at 400 River, that was raised as well. Pete, that was one of Pete's projects. So he's getting it up and out and then leaving the floodway pretty much alone, but ish.
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 Yeah.
and then boutique shops and the restaurant, I'm assuming the restaurant's not taking up that whole main level, how many
It
like,
will.
shops? Oh,
Drew, am I speaking out of turn? That's correct. It would take up pretty much the entire, so there's 6 bays. It would take up 5 of the 6 bays you can see in there. And to the west would be a lobby entrance for the upstairs.
The first floor is only like 4,500 square feet, and then because it's, it's in 10 feet on the south and 5 feet on the north. And so there'll be enough room for the restaurant, and then the west bay, which is the west 25 feet, that will be the lobby for the upstairs. So there's a set of restrooms. It's, the center, space between the two stairwells will likely be, where the kitchen lays, and then kind of moving east will be the dining room.
Do you have a restaurant already in mind, or that's gonna, you can't say?
Sure, we definitely do.
Okay.
But that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The picture looks like there's plenty of parking, but as far as compared to the capacity, if the mixed-use building is occupied, if the hotel's at average occupancy, does that leave a relatively decent amount of parking for that?
Yeah, I mean, Drew can probably speak more to this,
One
but,
of the problems.
yeah. Go ahead.
That was I thought of the site as being, if you're kind of familiar with hotels, during the day, the hotel parking lots are empty. And so, kind of imagining this as a shared parking where our office space can use the parking lot throughout the day and then kind of do a flip. I know it's not a perfect match made in heaven, but, if you go by the Elmore Marketplace, Holiday Inn, or any hotel without an event center being used, or a restaurant, they're empty. So
But it is something we have contemplated in terms of connecting with local businesses as well and other property owners that we know that have excess space during the day and at night, sometimes for the event center in particular. Stardust right down the street has none, but they find a way to make it work. In this case, we think it's one of the best parking situations downtown.
And that's why Andrew alluded to the zoning board of adjustment. So in the downtown, and this, it would be something that's handled by a different board. But in the downtown, because parking, event centers are special use. And so that's just something that they would take a look at. There's a couple other maneuvers just because of the site that also will have to go to the zoning board of adjustment because it's surrounded on all sides by streets, and that with the floodway there, it doesn't really work to build up to the property lines that we would normally expect in the downtown. So there's a couple other maneuvers that will help happen in a couple of in a different board, but we're gonna work through that piece of it.
Parking there as well, on the west side.
Oh, that's the street
It'd be
view.
Leclerc Street.
Okay. Because
But yes, on the
there's
street.
this businesses across the street, Lopez and, I can't think of the other.
Ruby's.
Ruby's. You know,
They do have a parking lot as well, and then there'll still be street parking.
okay, okay.
Or now that we have two-way street coming in.
Yep.
What hotel was it again?
Town Place Suites by Marriott.
Marriott.
Yeah.
So that got a kind of a facelift, right, the hotel?
Yeah.
It's been a little while since I've seen the old renderings, but it looks like there's now an outdoor space up on the
Yes.
roof, that's all?
So it's, and I don't know if it's gonna end up being 2 or 3 of those bays, I can't remember the number. But essentially, if you look at the picture right there, to the left, there's hotel rooms. To the right, we've taken away rooms and taken the amenity space that typically first floor on the ground level outdoors and moved it to the roof deck because of the site, the view.
Okay.
We think it'd be pretty great amenity, yes. And yeah, we're doing it at our own expense. Getting rid of revenue producing rooms, put it on the roof deck. I feel like that's what's deserved of this site.
And that would be a space just for the hotel guests.
No.
Any other questions, comments? So for approving, did you want us to approve them as two individual as normal or together is fine?
Yep, so let's make two separate motions.
Okay.
One for the mixed-use building and then a different one for the hotel piece.
Okay. So is there a motion to approve case DR 24-11 per staff recommendation? I'll second.
Second.
Okay, so then we'll do a roll call. Hoff,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Rashid,
Yes.
Tibbet,
Yes.
Stiniker, Anderson,
Yes.
and Malchek.
I have to abstain from the vote.
Okay. And then case DR 24-12, is there a motion to approve with the staff recommendation?
I so move.
Okay.
Okay, Martin,
Yes.
Rashid,
Yes.
Tibbet,
Yes.
Stiniker, Anderson,
Yes.
Malchek,
I have to abstain from this vote as well.
Hoff.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, the applicant will further refine their development plan, and they will be back before the board with more of a final design
Great. Sounds good.
at a later date.
Any public comments? Okay. Next meeting is October 28th, and motion to adjourn.
So move.
All right. Aye.